Hi guys, my name is Ellie, welcome to my channel, and this is the introduction of a big collaborative project pan called Team Project Pan. This is started by Kat and Hailey from Kitchenich and Just By the Makeup, as well as Beauty News. They are fantastic. They both pan in their own time, as well as doing updates on things that are releasing in the makeup community, stuff like that. Very, very fantastic ladies, and they wanted to do a collaborative rolling project pan so everybody can kind of get in on it together, because there are so many people who are attempting no buys, low buys, who are getting burnt out from the volume of makeup being released just every day. It's so much, and that's why you see so many people doing news updates or doing will I buy it or this week in makeup, you know, wish list or not type videos, because there's so much. And a lot of those people need they need to make a specific video, because otherwise they will get comment after comment on every single video about this or that release and whether or not they're interested or whether or not they're going to pick it up. So we're doing a thing. If you want to do it, do it. It's Team Project Pan. We're going to do hashtags in, you know, your Instagram, your Facebook, wherever you're posting stuff. You can put it in the links. Not the links. Tags? Yeah, in the tags. If you do a hashtag in your tag, you can do up to 3 supposedly, and it'll pop up under your video, and then if you click on it, you can see all the videos that use that hashtag to link them all together so that we can be a good community. You don't have to link every single person's YouTube on your description box, because that sounds horrifying. Anyway, the rules are a full face of makeup, panning it and rolling in new items as you use it up, and then at each quarter, so at the 3-month mark of each, I guess, change of season type thing, you can switch out items if they're not working, if you want to get something else done, anything like that. And again, you can always modify it yourself. Everything is whatever works for you, so if you need to make a change to the rules, it's your makeup, it's your face, it's your life. Do what works for you. So, I'm excited because I have a lot of things I want to get progress on this year. I have a whole separate, well, not really separate, I have a whole other project I'm going at, and I think since I have so many things in that, this is going to be a way for me to focus in on some that I definitely need to use up and kind of make some goals throughout the different parts of the year to use different items. So, let's just get into it. I also weighed things, so I'll be intercutting the weights of different items, just so that's a good way. I bought a scale and I'm excited. And it's a good way to track certain things that are harder to measure. So for my base, we're starting with Clinique Super City Block Broad Spectrum 40 SPF. Technically it's sunscreen, but I use this as a base. I've put this in projects before. I have about that much left. I really just want to knock it out, but this is, of the open foundations, this is what has the most left, so I thought we'd just kill that in the first chunk of time and then get back to running one foundation at a time like I have been, and then I can just log them here. So, here's the weight. Clinique City Block. $25.52. The next thing I tend to use, I didn't bring over here. Hold on. So I take this RCMA No Color Powder and I put it in this old Laura Mercier jar. I'm going to track it 2 ways. I'm going to make lines on this, since it's coming out of here and going into here. This is going to be our main tracker. Lines on here as we use it up, and I am also going to weigh it. So here's the weight. So let's put... Let's tear you because you're being weird. So, those together have 165.29 grams so far. I'm telling them to you in this order that I do my face, generally, if that helps. This is the Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. I only really run one primer at a time, and it's always this one, but I thought I'd tell you guys anyway, just so we can kind of track how quickly it goes through. So, we're about here. It weighs this. Photo Focus Primer. We'll call it 11.6 grams. And next thing I normally do is eyeshadow. So I have a lot of eyeshadow. I have a lot of things. The way I want to kind of have a go-to, the way I want to do the eyeshadow for this is to have like a go-to look that I can wear a couple times a week and get some progress on. These are all items that are in my Project 50 pan as well. So this is the Tarte Tartelette palette. In this, I'm focusing in on this yellowy beige shade here called Free Spirit. I have a slightly better up close, and I weighed the whole palette just so we can keep track of if I do anything else with it, what happens as well. So here, this is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Tartelette palette. So we're focusing in on Free Spirit, but I'm going to weigh the whole palette just for funsies. $152.73. And then, I've also been really liking satin beige shades to highlight my brow bone. So this is Wearable Light Pistachio from Bareminerals. Since it's a loose shadow, we are definitely weighing this one. So it weighs this. $6.86. And I'm gonna have a very, very easy go-to crease shade of Barcelona Beach from Makeup Geek. So we've got, that's the pan so far, and it weighs this shade. We'll call it 3.55. And then for the lid, for my shimmer, we're going with Makeup Geek Insomnia pigment. So again, a loose pigment with a lot of product in there. Oh, and a hair. It weighs this. $11.52. So, I don't know what I'm doing with the inner corner highlight. We'll just see what happens with that. Not the biggest deal. The next thing I would normally do in my makeup progress is bronzer. So I have the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. And this is in medium deep. So it's like this. We've got a dip going, but no actual pan yet. And it weighs this. At 15.79 grams. And then I've already kind of been using this as my go-to blush because I'm trying to pan it. But we have Nars Goulue. Let's close that up. Nope, doesn't work. Yeah, so you can't see that it's got like the slightest dip goings, but this is going to take me forever. So, wait, it is. We're going to be focusing on Goulue from Nars. Yeah. Which currently weighs 21.09. And then I'm a little off. Normally I do my brows before I highlight. I have a duo. This is the Sephora Fixateur Universal. So Universal Brow Freeze. It's a wax pencil. I weighed it, but since you have to sharpen it, some of the wood is going to be counted as usage, but it's just kind of to track as it's going down because these things take me like all year. So this will be here forever. We can do a comparison. It is that tall in comparison to the lid. And then on top of that, I use Faint, which is this brown shadow right there. We've got that much going, and since that's the only thing I'm really intending to use in this palette, I did weigh it as well. It weighs this. It's the Urban Decay Naked Basics. It's looking like that. And it weighs 71.8687 grams. And then for highlight, I'm using the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek in Honeymoon. So it's gorgeous. We have just a slight dip going, no pan, and it weighs, that's what it is, it weighs this. Highlight, we are using Honeymoon from Colourpop. with a current weight of 22.38. And last thing is I'm really bad about lips. I really should start panning lipsticks and such, but I'm really bad about picking ones that I can use consistently, and since we are, at least I am, starting a new job at the start of the year, I don't really know the full environment. I know that it's supposed to be business professional, but that means different things to different people, so until I kind of see what's going around, we're playing it really safe, hence these are very neutral colors, very easy. I have no inclination that anybody's going to say these and say, oh, too much. So to keep that safe, and because I have a million of them, we're going with the Colourpop Glitter Gloss in KT from the Hello Kitty collection. As you can see, it was on its side and it has this huge air bubble in it. I'm going to stand it up, let it settle, make a mark on it, but I'm also going to weigh it, and it weighs this. Yay! So, things I'm not doing. I'm not putting a lipstick in yet. I don't really use concealer, so I'm not putting in one of those. What else? I'm not putting in mascara because I really only run one or two at a time. I run a mascara primer and a mascara and a regular mascara. Mascara primer and a regular mascara. And I don't have a ton of backlog, and I don't think they're going to be fun to watch pan. It's not something you can watch it go down. It's not something that, it's just something I would be holding packaging at you and saying, it's done, or it's not done. So, I could weigh them, but it doesn't interest me, and it's not one of the areas I have problems. My problems are much more, eyeshadow is my biggest problem of having too much. I have way too much eyeshadow. Then we kind of drop it down to I have too much lip, but I'm not good about using lip, so we're going to work on using lips and then work on panning them. I'm saying a lot, and so I bet you guys hate that. I bet you guys really hate how often I pause with an with a, so here we are. There we are again. The thing, so it's, eyeshadow is the biggest over pile of my collection, then lips, which we're working on, and then would probably be a tie between blush and highlight, just because I have a ton of them. I don't have a ton of bronzers, I don't have a ton of foundations, I'm not overloaded on powders, primers, mascara. Those are all pretty much in a range I want to keep them at. Everything else is that we need to trim it down and focus on using things. So, we have a full face though. The other thing is, a lot of people do their updates at the beginning of the month, since I am running two big projects and some of them are in both. I'm going to be doing one update at the beginning of the month and one at the mid-month. It'll probably be that this one is mid-month, just so that the weights are different, just so that it's not just basically the same video twice, if that helps. I would like to have different progress in the different videos to show you, to be interesting. And then you kind of get like a 2-week update on the things that are in both projects. That helps me. If you would like to join in, please do. If you want to post it on Facebook, if you want to post it on Instagram, YouTube, if you don't want to post it at all, just have some fun. Pan some stuff with us. If you're like most of the community, you're getting tired, you're getting burnt out, you're getting overwhelmed by how much makeup is being thrown at you, is being gifted or bought by you, is just sitting in your collection being a whole problem. Because I'm going to have some collection videos, some swatching videos, some dupe videos, just to kind of shame myself about how much I have of the exact same color. Because stuff like, oh, it's a gold shadow. We're going to find out how many gold shadows I have, and it's going to be unreasonable. And all these shadows where I'm like, oh, it's so unique. I bet you I have dupes for most of them. Stuff like this. This is the kind of shadow that a lot of people, when it first came out, were like, oh, it's so unique and it's so interesting. And I have like 5 of these in the exact same shade. Different formulas, different brands, but everybody and their mother has a blue-brown pigment by now. So it's just not, there's just so much out there that it's hard to focus in on what you actually do need, and even need is loosely because not everybody needs the same things. Not everybody wants a collection that's very varied. Not everybody wants to change their makeup every day. Not everybody wants to try bright colors. Not everybody wants to wear neutrals. It's all about personal preference, and I feel like we're in a point where the overall attitude of the community is shifting away from these big influencers saying, you know, this is my holy grail, this is my holy grail, and like pulling up a new palette every 2 seconds of it's so good, it's so pretty. And we're starting to see that in the rise of panning communities, and the rise of people who don't normally pan saying, I'm going to do a project because I have too much of this. The buying and purging with hauls and declutters, that's going way down because nobody's excited about those anymore because it's just so much. And I like that. I like that we're moving back to something more reasonable, that we're looking back towards products that last long term. Because if you pan something, you will find out if you like it or not. And you will have that ingrained in you the next time you look at picking something up. So like Nars blushes. I now know how very few of these I will ever need because of how much product is in there. This is something I've been using for like 3 months, almost every day, and there's barely a scratch in it. It's just not going anywhere. And it's gorgeous, and the formula's nice, but in the past I would have been like, oh, I want this and this and this and this. Like, I have a Nars blush palette, and I don't need it. I really don't. I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna use it, I'm gonna show it some affection, but that person in the past is like, ooh, I need this, this, and this. No, I really probably need one. I need one Nars blush that fits my makeup style, my coloring, and I can pair with a bunch of stuff. But anything more than that is going to be unreasonable, and I'm not going to have the energy and the time and the amount of skin to pan it or to get use out of it before it goes bad. So, like everybody else, we are panning, we are doing stuff. Join in or watch or have some fun. Go check on the hashtag, see who's doing what. And I have to do my face. Probably not with these, though, because this is going to be like a go-to day-to-day type thing, and I'm going to a party tonight, so we're getting special. We're getting fancy. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Let me know if you're doing it down below, so I can find your channel, as opposed to, because I'm really hoping that there's going to just be this overwhelming sea of Team Project Pan videos of everybody showing what they're using and their opinions of the things as they're using them. I would love that. I think that's what Kat and Hailey are going for, and I support that. I'm excited by that. But I got some stuff to do. And then if you are part of my very small YouTube community, I would like to see what you're doing as well. So let me know. I can find your channel, then I can find your video plans. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time.